An earthly spin to bring us through. The summer exits as autumn's due. A newfound life, an outgrown shoe. The leaves are changing, and so are you. I gotta get a haircut. I want to get a haircut, but I also want my hair to be long because I'm gonna be Leon from Resident Evil 4 for Halloween, which is in a couple weeks. So I'm like tiptoeing between what do I do? Do I get a haircut? Do I let it stay this long? I don't know. We'll see. I sort of semi-scripted this video out a few weeks ago when it was autumn, or the first day of autumn. And now we're a couple weeks into the fall, but I don't think it's too late to make a video on this because I think a lot of you guys resonate with change and when change comes into your life. And change is indeed a natural part of life. Change is everywhere in the world, in the universe, in the design of everything we see around us. One of the manifestations of change is how the leaves change their colors and how the leaves on the trees change their state and fall to the ground, and they wither away with the winter's arrival. And because change is natural, we can trust when change comes into our life because it's natural. It's not something that's not supposed to be there. When we align with the change that happens in our lives, we step into our power, like setting sails to the wind. The reason we step into our power when we align with change is because that change is coming from the most powerful force in the universe. That's God's will. That is something so powerful that no one can do anything to stop it. But rather you become more powerful the more you actually align with it and you allow it to happen and you see what it's trying to bring up in you or bring up in your life. That's why a boat with sails sets the sails according to the wind, you know? Instead of fighting it, you set it to align with the wind because the wind, that is the most powerful force in the whole game. That's the force of nature. And I think it's normal to feel different with the different seasons that come into our lives. The different physical weather seasons, you know, the summer, the autumn, the winter, the spring. When these different chapters start, when these different seasons start, we can feel and think different things and sort of feel like we're moving through these different phases in our lives. And I think that's a beautiful thing because it's like we're living in harmony and we're not trying to fight time. You know, time keeps going. I remember when I did a vlog during one of my last weeks in college, I did a vlog at the gym and this guy, he said, he coughed. No, he didn't cough. But I was asking for words of wisdom, words of advice for people watching. And this one guy said, time keeps going. And I've been reflecting on that with this arrival of this new season of autumn, because it just makes me think about how fast time goes and how it's like, wow, another series of these holidays. Not in a bad way, but more so in a wow, like life does not stop for anyone. Time does not stop for anyone. We got another Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas coming up. More festivities, more changing leaves, more changing colors, more changing weather. And again, I think that's why this cycle, when you align with it, just don't fight it, just keep going with it, go where it wants to take you. You become more powerful because this force is not stopping. This is the will of nature. This is gonna keep going. The earth will keep spinning, and change will keep happening. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because change brings us to places where we're better off. It brings us out of the places that we are outgrowing. And I think when it comes to identifying these changes, what is actually physically changing in your life? How are you changing as a person? Is it a change in relationships, people, places, things, whatever it is, work? How do you identify that? How do you know what that is? I feel as if you just have to see what's naturally arising. Because again, because this is the will of nature, this is the change of nature, you have to feel out what's effortlessly arising within your consciousness, within your thoughts and feelings. Is there a repeating idea that's been in your head, or something you feel like you should do, something that's been placed on your heart? What is naturally arising within you during this change of a season? That's the change that wants to be birthed through you. That's the change that wants to be manifested, just as natural as the change of the colors on the leaves. Like a snake shedding its skin, it's not a hard thing. It's not something that you have to really force. The effort more so comes from pursuing the thing that is arising. Putting your efforts towards that. You just have to let it happen. I think there's a very worthy thing in the act of writing these things down, writing these changes down that you notice happening in your life, the changes that are coming on your heart. Writing them down so that you can see that not only do you have the power and the wisdom within to know what the important stuff is that you should know about and that you should do, but also so that you have this factor of simplicity, where it's just simply here on paper and pen. It's not out there in some kind of hidden course or some kind of textbook or piece of digital information or whatever. No, it's right here. It's right within here. You know what's arising. You can feel it. You can trust your intuition to sense the truth. And so then from that point, you just pursue the truth. You pursue the change. You allow it to happen, and you set your sails to that wind of truth. I feel like some natural changes that are happening in my own life. One has to do with my creative journey, my creative life. I've been feeling more that creatively this year has mostly been working on my script and making my videos, my content. My script being the feature screenplay that I've been documenting on YouTube. I've been writing a lot. It's been a lot of time in solitude. That's been the majority of my creative focus and efforts this year. But I feel this change happening where I want to work with others and I want to create more things. I want to work with my friends more. I want to just film things or just create things. Creative collaboration, I think that's what really it comes down to. I read this thing in this book I was reading the other night called Creating Minds, about this guy who studied these 7 great artists or these great thinkers. And one of the principles or patterns he noticed among them was this creative collaboration, this idea of creative collaboration and teamwork. And it's not just you who has the answers and the creative genius, but it lies within the connections and relationships that you can form with other artists and other people and other friends around you. And that really spoke to me. And because it spoke to me, I know that it's a truth. And that's indicative of something that I want to do, that my soul wants to do, that my soul yearns to do. And That's something I'm feeling energetically with my creative path, is like I feel this desire to creatively collaborate more. Also, regarding the feature script that I'm writing, I feel a change coming this season where I need to be more stoic and strict on my writing. The past few months have been mostly just collecting ideas for the story, but right now I'm at this point where I know I just need to force out pages, which is why today I was at the park just writing, screenwriting, and that was the first time I was actually working on the script in the past like 2 or almost 3 months, because I know that's a change I need to make within my relationship to that script. It's like, okay, now is a season of being more just strict and consistent with physical progress rather than just collecting ideas, here and there. I also feel like I need to put a bit more pedal to the metal with my freelancing, my videography that I do. I was updating my website a bit more. I'm looking to outreach for more clients and stuff like that, because that's something I feel like I need to do more of, and look for clients and places of businesses that I would actually be interested in working with and collaborating with. And then also just, I can't help this feeling of just wanting to seize this season with friends and family. The things that you love to do during the autumn time, the Halloween time, Thanksgiving time, during this season of festivities, just, it's a sacred gift to share time with people that you love. And, what are the things that you would love to do during this season, whether it's pumpkin picking or drinking apple cider or making Halloween cookies. And you can synthesize the work and the play in all the parts of life. You don't have to reject one or sacrifice or delay one. Embrace the whole. Embrace the whole of life and live for today, work for today, focus on the things that truly matter to you. I think what helps you to focus on the things that are actually important right now in this chapter of your life is seeing what is the truth of this chapter. And that includes the changes that need to be made, the changes that are arising, the new winds that are blowing. How do you set your sails to those winds? I think that's about all I want to talk about. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support in these videos. I truly, truly, truly wish for the greatest blossoming of your journeys and your lives, and I strongly encourage you to make the choices and decisions that are healthiest for you, that make you feel alive, and that align with the path that actually matters to you. Discover what it is that you want to do and who you are, and just be who you are. Have the courage to be who you are and do what your heart wants to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless. Dream on. Peace out. Change, change, change. Changes. If you want to get a lot of protein for price-wise, get a big bag of peanuts at your grocery store. The ones where you have to crack them. It's fun to crack them. It's nice to play with the textures. It's something physical. It's something that you can do instead of scrolling. And also it's healthy for you. And they're really tasty. They're unsalted, but they're still very tasty. I would record the rest of this video like this, but I actually have to go check and make sure I'm in frame.